Ladies and gentlemen, Behind the Line proudly presents to you another exciting edition of The Woke, turning on the woke. This episode is brought to you by the Keyboard Crusaders. Have you witnessed a parishioner of Woke United Methodist failing to abide by the woke commandments? Have you seen a sister refusing to go after the white man? If so, we encourage you to report these heinous crimes. For a moment, stop being a masturbator and contact the Keyboard Crusaders. We have experts on staff, fluent and fake outrage. Our cancellation counselors are here to criticize women without beards. If you see a crime, don't waste time. Call 800-CRUSADE. Malika Andrews. The beautiful Malika Andrews. You know, when it comes to parishioners at Woke United Methodist, women like Malika Andrews, they're rare. She's like a unicorn. Normally, when you think of beautiful woke women, you think of someone like Rachel Levine. I can't tell you how many times I have heard about the skin being peeled off a cucumber when lonely men see pictures of Rachel Levine. Malika Andrews is different, though. She's a woman that most men and most participants in the WNBA would find attractive. Of course, when she opens her mouth, most normal men are instantly disgusted, while the dump divers in the WNBA, they find her to be even more attractive. Executives at the worldwide leader in woke, they describe Malika Andrews as a rising star. Now, just to be clear, ESPN has a very different definition of rising star than what you're thinking. When I think of a rising star, I think of someone like Drake in 2007 or 2008, Lil Wayne in the late 90s, Michael Jordan in the mid 80s. Those were rising stars. At ESPN, the term rising star, it is used to describe someone who's being paid millions of dollars not to draw an audience. Somehow, Malika Andrews has become the face of NBA coverage at ESPN. She's like the NBA's version of Mina Kimes. The aesthetics are there, the very nice to look at, but completely lacking when it comes to substance. Part of the reason that Malika Andrews was given this position, she's been a very loyal parishioner. On several occasions, Malika Andrews has proven her willingness to preach the good word, share the good faith with non-believers. Matter of fact, let me give you a little bit of a refresher. It's important to understand just how dedicated Malika Andrews is to her faith because we have seen this same movie before. This always happens. The end result is always the same. Doesn't matter how dedicated you are. Doesn't matter how bruised your knees get from worshiping the woke oak tree. All it takes is one mistake, or in the case of Malika Andrews, the mere perception that you made a mistake for your fellow parishioners to come after you in full force. Let's go ahead and take a trip down memory lane. Let's remember some of the classic sermons given by Malika Andrews. Roll the film.
The Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, declaring that the constitutional right to abortion, upheld for nearly a half century, no longer exists. In less than 24 hours, we celebrated equal rights for women, and now we react to women's reproductive rights being taken away. Today, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it relegated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans.
We are all Black people. And so I wanted to make sure that we created some space for anything that we want to say here before we talk about basketball. I'm heartbroken, but I'm not stunned. I'm angry, not irrational. I'm done, but not stopping. And that, to me, encapsulates so very well what so many people are feeling today. So take care of those around you. Check in and ask how folks are doing. This is something that is a culmination of so many things, especially in Black America.
All right, so we have established that Malika Andrews is dedicated to the faith. Who knows, with Father Jalen Rose being fired this summer, maybe ESPN is grooming Malika Andrews to become their new lead pastor. Last week, Well, maybe it's been about 2 weeks ago now. Reports and allegations began to surface about Josh Giddey. He is the starting guard or small forward for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very good young player. The Thunder, they are going to be dangerous. Sam Presti is building something special in Oklahoma City right now. Team is young with unlimited potential. They've got a burgeoning superstar with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. This is a good team with the potential to be great. But a couple of weeks ago, some anonymous account on social media posted several pictures and videos of Josh Giddey and what appears to be an underage girl. Josh Giddey was accused of having what they call improper relationship with this underage girl. At this point, though, nothing has been proven. The NBA's launched an investigation. I would assume the cops are looking into it, but I really don't know. But at this point, these are just allegations. No one knows for sure if anything happened. You're probably wondering, what the hell does this have to do with Malika Andrews? I was wondering the same thing. Apparently, anytime the white man is accused of something, it's the responsibility of people like Malika Andrews to report it, assuming it's true. Over the last 12, 18, maybe 24 hours, Malika Andrews has been absolutely crucified on social media. Y'all expecting Malika Andrews to keep it real? That's laughable. Ha 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 ha. She can't keep it real. She works for ESPN. They always covering for the white man. Excuse me? Come again? Did you just insinuate that ESPN covers for white people? White dudes? The same ESPN that accuses white owners in the NFL of mythical racism because there's not 32 black head coaches. The same ESPN that lays off hundreds of old white dudes every time they have budget cuts while continuing to donate woke welfare to Captain Doofus Kendrick Perkins. The same ESPN that is the modern day version of BET. You expect me to believe that ESPN is covering for Josh Giddey? The shitfucks are accusing Malika Andrews of intentionally ignoring these allegations against Josh Giddey. For some reason, Dez Bryant decided to inject himself into the destruction of Malika Andrews. Why? Hell if I know. I didn't realize that Dez Bryant worked in the media. I didn't realize that he used to play in the NBA. I thought he was a washed up, overrated receiver that hasn't played meaningful football in years. For reasons unknown, Dez Bryant decided to contribute to the demise of Malika Andrews. Check it out for yourself. Your parents raised you wrong. I advise you to not make this a black and white thing. Someone please explain to me how Malika Andrews is making this about race. If she's remaining silent on the issue, how exactly is she making it about race? Seems to me Dez Bryant is the one making it a racial issue, which, par for the course since everything has to be about race. One of the many problems when you jump on the Bruce caboose to participate in running someone over, one of the many problems when you decide to participate in fake outrage, oftentimes the people that you're participating with, they don't have all the facts. Or, in this case with Malika Andrews, they don't have any of the facts. All this fake outrage with Malika Andrews, it happened in the last 12, 18, 24 hours. Most of the fake outrage was displayed last night, early this morning. If you're Dez Bryant, there's just one problem with your chosen narrative, one tiny problem here. As it turns out, Malika Andrews, she did address the allegations against Josh Giddey. Matter of fact, she addressed these allegations before Dez Bryant preached his sermon on mythical racism. Watch for yourself.
Had an improper relationship with an underage girl. In a since-deleted post, an anonymous social media user claimed a girl who was seen with Giddey in videos and images, some of which include explicit captions, was a junior in high school at the time. Giddey, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday, and despite the serious allegations, Giddey is yet to miss a game this season, and Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, "Just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made." A league spokesperson told me this morning that the NBA is still in the process of gathering information.
Uh-oh! Not only did Malika Andrews address the allegations, she went into detail. All this fake outrage, all these claims of mythical racism was for nothing. Malika Andrews was accused of violating the woke commandment. She didn't even do anything wrong. The mere perception that she was in violation was enough for Malika Andrews to be charged with a crime. Perception. That's how it works. This story is always the same. Doesn't matter how loyal you are, doesn't matter how many sacrifices you've made. All it takes is the perception that you have done something wrong, and the shit fucks come out against you in full force. I hope Dez Bryant learned his lesson here, but in all fairness, I can kind of understand why he thought Malika Andrews was remaining silent. In a way, this is an indictment on ESPN. No one realized that Malika Andrews had addressed the issue because no one watches ESPN. It is absolutely ridiculous for Dez Bryant to compare this situation with Josh Giddey to what happened last year with Brandon Miller at Alabama. It is absolutely ridiculous for Dez Bryant to attempt to twist this into a case of mythical racism. Just think about the stupidity of that claim. Dez Bryant is accusing Malika Andrews and ESPN of mythical racism. I guess I should give some credit to Dez Bryant here. This dude actually found a way for me to defend someone who I've always thought was indefensible. This situation with Josh Giddey, it's been going on for a couple of weeks now. The shit fucks are angry with ESPN because they have been extremely careful with their coverage of Josh Giddey in the story. Now, I am not a defender of ESPN, damn sure not a defender of Malika Andrews, but this is one of those situations where you have to be extremely careful with how you cover a story. Until today, I haven't mentioned these allegations against Josh Giddey here on the channel. When I mentioned them today, I didn't really go into detail, didn't tell you guys whether I believe they were true or false. Why? Because to be honest with you, I really don't know anything about it. We don't have enough information to form an opinion. I know we speculate sometimes here on the channel, but when I'm speculating, I always tell you that I'm speculating, and we're normally speculating about things that don't really matter. This situation with Josh Giddey, very serious. This is something that can ruin his career in the NBA if the allegations are found to be true. More importantly, if they're proven to be false, it's important for him not to have his reputation destroyed by the media. If it's proven true, go after him, but you don't want to go after the guy and the story turns out to be false. We've seen it happen too many times in the past where someone has their reputation destroyed by the media over false allegations. So credit to Malika Andrews for reporting what she knows and nothing else. Credit to Malika Andrews for doing her job. What does she get in return for doing her job? Accusations that she doesn't care about black people. Make it make sense. How does reporting on a white guy mean that Malika Andrews doesn't care about black people? Do we need to break out the woke hats again? Because I'm struggling to follow the logic here. But give me your thoughts. Malika Andrews blasted on social media for allegedly ignoring the situation with Josh Giddey. She's accused of not caring about black people. Dez Bryant criticizes her parents, saying that they didn't raise her right. As it turns out, she didn't ignore the story. All this fake outrage over nothing. These people, I don't even know what else to say. These people, they never cease to amaze me with their stupidity. But give me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate you guys and your continued support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.